Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. We are live. This is United Daily, the place where you get your latest Manchester United news, headlines, transfer rumours, and everything else as well. And we've also got build up to the game tomorrow. Brighton against Manchester United in the Premier League, and there's talk Eric Bailly could be in line for a start in the Premier League team. Obviously, he played in that game against Luton. We saw Lindelof and Maguire line up against Crystal Palace. Maguire and Lindelof didn't have the best of days against Crystal Palace. I'm not just going to place the blame at Lindelof's feet, although he was probably the most to blame as he played a part in all three goals. The handball for the penalty, probably a little bit harsh to blame him. I didn't think it was a penalty. But nevertheless, Lindelof's place is coming into doubt, and he could be dropped for this game against Brighton, or rotated, or rested, whatever you want to call it, with Eric Bailly coming in to take his spot. At least that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has hinted about in his pre-match press conference. We'll also be looking at all the latest transfer news: Sergio Romero, Chris Smalling, Jadon Sancho, Alex Telles, which has gone a little bit quiet today, which is strange. Is it the calm before the storm and all that stuff? I doubt United would announce something on a match day, would they? But Alex Telles, that's all gone quiet. So we'll see what's popping up around those names, as well as anything else related to Manchester United and all your build-up ahead of that game against Brighton tomorrow. And of course, the raw video is already up. We had the predictor preview with myself and Jay ahead of that Brighton game, and we also had the normal preview with just myself. That's already up as well. So make sure you're keeping it locked. You're liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. We're going to get stuck into, and on this day is the 25th of September. And the 25th of September 1911, Harold House sets a United record of 6 goals in one match. Swindon Town are on the receiving end as he helps the Reds to an 8-4 win in the Charity Shield at Stamford Bridge. He is part of the United side to win the title in 1908 and 1911 and the FA Cup in 1909. So he won 2 titles and an FA Cup, as well as scoring 6 goals in the Charity Shield game against Swindon Town. And he goes on to become the first player to appear in 3 FA Cup finals, the second and third with Aston Villa and Chelsea respectively. But on this day in 1911, 109 years ago, Harold House set a United record of 6 goals in one game against Swindon Town in an 8-4 win in the Charity Shield. What a day that must have been. What a game that must have been as well for the opener to a season. Harold House bagging 6 against Swindon. What a day. Anyway, let's get stuck into the team news. And as we say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been speaking about Eric Bailly and has been mentioning that he thinks Eric Bailly returning is a bonus for Manchester United. Obviously, we've seen Eric Bailly return towards the back end of last season. He played in some of those Europa League games alongside Maguire, played in a few games. We saw him out there. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a fan of the partnership that they created. And he's had a few quotes on Eric Bailly coming out saying as follows. I've just seen there's a few more quotes coming out via United Report as well, which we'll read up, but they're not on Eric Bailly. So let me find these Eric Bailly quotes for you right now. Right, there we go. Eric Bailly is fit, a big bonus, and looking forward to seeing him develop and play more games. We've been waiting for him to be fit and play more regularly. Now, I know that's a small quote, we'll read the rest of it, but that we've been waiting for him to be fit thing and play more regularly. He's been fit for a while. I've said it for a bit that he's actually been fit for a fair few months. He's been in the squads and in the team, in and around the first team. We've just been playing Maguire and Lindelof more often than not. So maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was just taking his time with him, allowing him to come back, make him feel part of the squad again. Rather than bringing him in, rushing him back into first team football, he breaks down again, he gets an injury. Maybe we've decided to build him up more slowly back into the first team in order to protect him against that, against any more injuries. And then he said, I think last season proved to us how we can defend at our best. Last week against Crystal Palace, it wasn't fantastic. We conceded some sloppy goals, but I think our defensive record from last season with Eric Bailly and Harry Maguire showed how good a partnership they are. So he particularly pointed out that Eric Bailly and Harry Maguire have shown how good of a partnership they are. Now he maybe wasn't, he couldn't pick Bailly against Palace. Maybe he wanted to pick Bailly against Palace and Bailly wasn't fully fit, or I don't know. Victor Lindelof had obviously played in international games. Maybe thought it was best to go with Victor Lindelof. After Lindelof's performance, now we've seen Bailly come in against Luton, keep a clean sheet, one off the line, be involved in the build-up to one of the goals. And although it was against Luton, I think now's the best time to see him come in against Brighton in Premier League football. Give him a chance. Let's see if he can have a run in the team. I can't remember the last time I've seen him play 2 games in a row for Manchester United. If he can complete 90 minutes at Brighton, have a good performance, fingers crossed, keep another clean sheet, that would be great stuff, because we need someone to come in alongside Harry Maguire. We need that centre-half signing as well. But if we can get someone from within the squad to step up to that plate. Axel Tuanzebe is nearing full fitness as well, which is good to see. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had some quotes on Axel Tuanzebe. He said he's getting closer to training with the team. He's on the grass, and after the international break, he should be fine to join us. During the lockdown, he was working hard. As soon as we got going after the restart, his foot was sore, so he had to have another operation, or he had to have an operation. He's really raring to go again, and I'm looking forward to getting him back. So obviously, he came back after the restart, had to have an operation in his foot. Now he's getting back to fitness, and hopefully will be available. We've had an update from Fabrizio and Alex Telles as well, which we'll read out in a bit. I've just seen Fabrizio has tweeted, so I'll read that out very, very soon. But we've got some other quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, and from his press conference, so we'll get around to all those things shortly. But the latest news in terms of Eric Bailly is that Ole seems to be hinting he's going to start in this game, and he likes the partnership of Bailly and Maguire. Now, I think Eric Bailly could be the perfect foil to Harry Maguire, in that he's quick, he can pass the ball, he can, cover for Harry Maguire if needs be with his pace. He's almost the opposite to Harry Maguire, even in personality, you may say. Harry Maguire is a little bit more relaxed at all times, a little bit more serious, whereas Eric Bailly will boot you in the face with a smile on his face. That's how he is. So, they could be the perfect foil for each other. You needed Rio's coolness next to Vidic's madness. And maybe they could be that. I'm not saying they have the potential to be that good, because they were 2 of the greatest and the greatest partnership to play for Manchester United. But, when you look within the centre-halves that we have, with Axel Tuanzebe being injured and not being able to prove himself, Tielemans just coming through, I'd say this is our best partnership. So let's see it, and let's see it in the Premier League. Why else wouldn't you play it? Give me another reason why we shouldn't play Bailly and Maguire, because I can't see one at the moment. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll read some of your comments out now before we move on to those updates on Alex Telles, Sky's thoughts on the Jadon Sancho deal, Inter Milan possibly eyeing Chris Smalling, and Sergio Romero as well. So get your thoughts in on all those things, and we will be discussing those shortly. But we'll get your comments in now on Eric Bailly potentially to start against Brighton. Ride the Spiral says Bailly is ready. Joe Harbour's put Bailly in his predicted 11. I would just like to see Bailly have more emotion and leadership in the back. Rarely see him shout at his teammates, says Phil. I think he needs to just sort himself out. I don't think he's ever regularly settled. It's hard to become, that guy if you haven't settled. But we need someone in the defence to do that. I was saying the same thing after the game against Palace. I wanted to see Harry Maguire bollocking someone, pulling everyone together, demanding more from the defence, and we just didn't see that. If Bailly can be that guy, even better, but we need someone to come through and kind of start demanding more from each other in that defence. I think having that midfielder in front of them to protect them is always important as well, especially when our fullbacks bomb forward. So if Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, or whoever it is, Fosu Mensah against Palace have gone forward, and you haven't got that protection there, we have McTominay, in that more defensive role against Crystal Palace. Pogba wasn't great with possession of the ball. So, we didn't really have any protection for them. We saw against Luton, albeit against Luton, Nemanja Matic knows how to play that role. He knows how to play that position, and he does it very well. The thing is, he's not getting any younger. If only we could see him, 5 years younger, it'd be great. We need a replacement for him in the next 12 months, that is for sure. Yeah, Medis has never seen Bailly taking that role, so I doubt it now. Oliver says Bailly is incredibly good and perfect for Maguire. Ishant feels that Lindelof is being scapegoated. I started off by saying I don't think Lindelof was the only poor one against Crystal Palace. I think there were times after the coronavirus break where Lindelof was better than Maguire. I've never said otherwise, but what I would say is you have to be realistic. The captain's going to play. People hate on Lindelof way too much. Maguire is the captain but always gets a pass, says Lewis. You definitely haven't been hearing me when I've been updating things, when I've been giving my thoughts on the defence, that is for sure. But anyway, let's move on from those discussions right now. Keep your thoughts coming in on everything that we're discussing today. And let's have a look at this latest news regarding Sergio Romero. Yesterday we heard he could potentially be off to Everton. But now Sport Witness have reported that sources close to Sergio Romero say nothing is happening in terms of a move to Everton. Hopefully something's happening in terms of a move away from Man United. United need to get players out of the club off the wage bill, bring in some funds, and Sergio Romero is one of those that can do that. So we need to get, players out of the door. Romero, Smalling, Pereira, these are the kind of players that you're going to, Jones, Rojo. We need to get rid of them. Some of them may go in the last couple of days when people start panicking and buying late. But we need to get rid of some of these guys. Romero is one of them that we should be able to get off pretty soon. You'd like to think. Smalling's another one of those that you'd think we could get rid of pretty soon. Andreas Pereira as well, potentially. But we haven't really seen anything happen there. Maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's thinking, until I know I'm definitely getting a Jadon Sancho in, I'm not letting anyone from that midfield area leave, just in case we have some injuries, and he'd be well within his rights to think that. Or maybe it is just no one's coming for them, which is also very possible. But apparently nothing happening with Sergio Romero. Fingers crossed something pops off very, very soon in relation to that. Let's have a look. Yeah, nothing new today in regards to that anyway. So yeah, let's keep it moving from Sergio Romero. Let's have a look at those quotes from Sky in relation to Jadon Sancho. Okay, so Sky News, I know Sky Sports, they're not very reliable, but nevertheless, they said noises from Man United are that they are looking at alternatives for Sancho, but not once has there been any noises that they are no longer in for Sancho. What does that tell you? It feels like United will make an offer for Jadon Sancho next week. If United can come up with an offer that Dortmund can sell as an offer that is worth 100 million euros, then Dortmund may accept. Now, I've been saying this before and I'll say it again. I think a part of this as well is both clubs want to portray that they've won the negotiations. That's probably why we're seeing briefs from Manchester United recently with reports that we're going to make a 75 million plus 15 million pounds bid, around 90 million pounds for Jadon Sancho, which is around the 100 million euro mark. And we hear from Dortmund's side of things that they're not budging from 120 million euros. Now, if you look at the Kai Havertz deal, and I think the Kai Havertz deal, Leverkusen to Chelsea, bears some resemblance to the Sancho to United deal, if it was to happen. Both clubs briefed different costs, different fees. So Chelsea briefed like 70 million euros, which may have been the base fee that they paid, and they didn't report the add-ons. Whereas Bayer Leverkusen, on the other hand, they reported that they received 100 million euros for the deal, and that they got their full asking price. Now, obviously, one of them's lying, or both of them could be just telling the truth and kind of, you know, painting the numbers a little bit differently for everyone to see. Now, United could do the same, come out and say, well, we got him for 75 million euros or 90 million euros. And Dortmund will come out and say, now we got our full 120 million euro asking price. And they'll both pretend that they won this. It's just daft stuff. Really daft stuff. David says Dortmund are 40 million in the red, so they will sell. Yeah, there's also that factor as well. They are 45 million in the red. Clubs, do spend time in the red, I imagine, but they are on the red, and they're gonna look to raise some funds, you'd imagine. Francie Brady says, thought the match is at 3, not going to see it now. Yeah, it's the early kickoff tomorrow. We've got the watch along on Stretford Paddock. Make sure you're joining us for that. And we've also got reaction, fan cams, all that good stuff. Reaction here on AdamMcKola TV as well. So make sure you're keeping it locked for all that good stuff. Also, Inter Milan. Now, Skriniar has been linked with a move to Spurs. For 60 million euros, I don't think it's going to happen at that price. So unless Spurs can get the deal down, you'd imagine it's not going to happen. But Inter Milan have been linked with a move to Smalling if that deal does happen as a potential replacement. Inter have long been linked with a move for Chris Smalling. Antonio Conte is believed to be an admirer, but of course, as of yet, nothing's happening with Smalling for certain. We just hear he's training alone at Old Trafford, at Carrington rather. And talks are ongoing. So let's get those latest quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Thanks to United Report for sharing these. These are the quotes that are embargoed till 10:30. He says, I think the media show quite a bit of disrespect to Donny van der Beek when you say he was the only one, because he is a top player and strengthens our team. And of course, we have to concentrate on ourselves. Different clubs have to be allowed to do whatever they do and feel they can. We are working hard to have a competitive squad and team. If and when there are updates, we will give you them. I am not going to take anything away from any individual to stake a claim to be a regular. It could be a partnership of any two strikers, any two midfielders, any two centre-backs, wingers. We need to get some consistency in their performances. He then went on to say about players who stay after the summer but could have left. They have got to want to be part of this team going forward, be a part of this culture. If they don't, they will have to train by themselves. So if players that potentially wanted to leave don't leave, they're going to train on their own if they're not ready to be a part of the squad and battle for a part in the team. He then went on to say there are players here who don't get match time for sure, and some of them will not be happy playing as little as they do when they feel they deserve to play more. Then again, it is a long, hard season, so the team you pick in the first league game is not going to be the same as in the 10th league game, and definitely not towards the end. Mason, Marcus and Anthony, they had a fantastic season last year. We want to develop them, of course, together as a free. So that's what he said about them. Fabrizio Romano, on the other hand, tweeted in reaction to one of those tweets by United Report, saying about when there's updates, we'll give you updates. And he said the talks are still ongoing for Alex Telles with Porto. Slow deal, but United are working on it. Remember, he's not the only option at left back, but United are convinced they can find an agreement with Porto soon. So United seem quietly confident they're going to get a deal done for Alex Telles, but nothing is done as of yet. Joseph Zam says, if we are still signing 2 or more, why wait this long? Because it's United, and we're definitely not signing more than 2, in my opinion. I'd be very surprised if we did do that. Thank you for your super chat though, Joseph. Really appreciate your support. Guys, get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing as well if you can. Let us know your thoughts on everything we've discussed today. Obviously, the Alex Telles negotiations are ongoing then. We've heard United are trying to get that price down to £12 million. Porto want around £18 million. The player himself is prepared to wait till late in the window because he believes the price should be lower than it is at the moment, and that Porto are preventing him from getting a move. The talk is United believe if they wait and wait and wait, because Porto want to sign a replacement. Eventually they'll cave in and take whatever amount United are offering. Obviously United are from, I don't know what planet these lot are from, doing all their business late and then trying to play hardball with everyone. It's so annoying. Bailly better than Lindelof because he's got the legs to get back and put in a tackle, says Ross. We just come across as rank amateurs in our transfer dealing, says Fina. Ryan says, I think Bailly is probably better than Lindelof, but neither are exactly imperious in the air. Fair mods 100k Maka. Yes, we need to get to 100k. We are less than 12,000 away now, so get hitting that subscribe button if you are not subscribed to AdamMcKola TV already. So, guys, that has been today's news. A little bit of a quiet news day, as you can see. But the news is Lindelof could be dropped with Eric Bailly potentially coming in. Before I head off, I want you to go to the comments of this actual video. Go to the comments of this actual video, not the live chat, the comments, and you can see that I've pinned a post. You may be interested in it. It's a little competition that we got going. So if you go over to the video, the Brighton vs Man United preview that I've got on my Instagram, and comment your score prediction and your first goal scorer. If you get it right, well, if one of you get it right, you definitely get a shirt. You win a football shirt of your choice. If two of you get it right, or three of you, then you'll be in a hat for a draw. But one of you are going to win a football shirt for predicting the game against Brighton. So get over there once we're finished here. In fact, we are finished here, so get over there now. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like and comment and share and subscribing. And for now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.